BYD have released some information about the new Sealion 07. Pricing for Australia, approximate pricing for Australia. We know what batteries it's going to get, the sizes of those batteries, some of the details of this car. BYD say this will be their best-selling car in Australia. They say they're going to sell more of these than the Shark, than the Seal, than the Dolphin. It'll be their best-selling car in Australia. I reckon that's probably unlikely, and I'll tell you why that is. But here are the details. Let me know what you think about this vehicle in the comments. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Great to have you with us. BYD Sealion 07. It's going to be priced at just, well, BYD say below $60,000 starting price here in Australia. That is around about 38, 39,000 US dollars. Below that number though. So it could be 35,000 US dollars, could be 55,000 Australian dollars. I don't know. But keep in mind, the cheapest version of the Tesla Model Y here in Australia costs 56,000. So if it costs more than a Tesla Model Y, if the cheapest version is more than a Tesla Model Y, and considering there is a brand new Tesla Model Y about to come out, by the time this vehicle comes out, this new Sealion, there will be a brand new Model Y. There's obviously many other rivals as well, like the Xpeng G6, the Zeekr 7X, the new Hyundai Ioniq 5, the updated version, Mustang Mach-E. The list is so long, guys. There is so many competitors in this market segment that I think the price would have to be cheaper than this for it to do well. So why do I say that? Well, the reason I say that is because the efficiency of the Sealion 07 is relatively low. It's a fairly heavy car. In fact, it's the heaviest car in the market segment. It is, I've looked at the exact gross weights of all of these cars, every single competitor to the Sealion 07. This is the heaviest. Now, of course, I'm referencing the bigger battery pack, the version of this car with the 82 kilowatt hour battery. There is a version with a longer battery, a 90 kilowatt hour battery. I've got no idea if that one's coming. But EV Central said that the 70 kilowatt hour battery and the 82 kilowatt hour battery are the two options we'll be getting. So the base model would be the 70, the mid-range could be the 82, and there might even be a long-range version as well. I'm not sure, but we do know there will be a performance version that'll have about 400 kilowatt, which is what, just under 600 horsepower. A lot of power. Range, we don't know the exact range yet, but based on the range in China, the range should be about just over 500 kilometers for the longer range version, probably about 450 kilometers for the shorter range version. So, range is okay. It's not class leading. Charging speed in China is up to 230 kilowatt. So that would be decent. I think the shorter range version charging speed in China is around 150 kilowatt. Now, looking at the exact details, the entry-level Sealion 7 Dynamic should get 170 kilowatt of power. It'll be a rear drive, 170 kilowatts, about 230 horsepower. That's 20 kilowatt more than the Seal. And that has a 72 kilowatt hour battery. The premium version gets the 81 kilowatt hour battery and it makes 230 kilowatt from its single rear motor. The performance version, like I said before, it's about 400, so 390 kilowatt. Now, this car, it's a very similar size to a Tesla Model Y. The interior looks pretty spacious, apparently you can option it with leather if you want to. So it's quite a nice interior. I'm a fan of the interior. I think they've done a good job. It's got a frunk, not a very big one, but it's got a frunk anyway. That's pretty nice. It's got a 60/40 folding back seat. Now, the longer range version is said to have 610 kilometers of WLTP range. I don't think that's going to be happening. I think that's actually the wrong information. I think it's going to be just over 500. If it had more than 600, BYD would have said more than 600. They didn't. They said they said over 500. So I don't think that range figure you've seen around the internet of 620 kilometers, they're never going to get that from an 82 kilowatt hour LFP battery in a vehicle like this size and this weight. It's just not going to happen. The range will be closer to 500. Now, it does use the same platform as the BYD Seal. It's basically BYD's existing platform. This is not using BYD's new batteries. BYD has two new batteries, two new versions of the Blade battery. One version can charge it up to 600 kilowatt. The other version has very high energy density. Energy density is meant to be around, I believe, 210 watt hours per kilogram, and that's one of the highest in the world. It doesn't get either of those two batteries, unfortunately. Anyhow, what else do we know about it? Well, level equipment should include a panoramic sunroof, 360-degree camera, front and rear parking sensors, blind spot warning, 2 wireless phone chargers, 10.25-inch digital instrument cluster. There is heating, adjustable front seats, of course, heated and ventilated front seats, the ability to use your phone as the key. That's what I do with my Xpeng G6 all the time. It's great. I don't have to carry keys around. There's a 15.6-inch central touchscreen, and it rotates 90 degrees, allowing a portrait or landscape configuration. My BYD Atto 3 had that feature. To be honest, I never used it. It was more of a gimmick. It's fun to show people, but it doesn't really do much. Now, apparently, the performance version will do 0 to 100 in 4.5 seconds, which is fast. Of course, it's nowhere near as fast as some of its rivals. For example, the Tesla Model Y Performance does it in 3.6, so it's about a second faster. But still, it's very fast, and you won't want to go any faster than that in a car like this, I don't think. Okay, one cool feature it has is vehicle to load. That's nice. It's possible BYD apparently are working on vehicle to grid. It's possible it might end up having that. Hopefully it does, but there's no word on that yet. I've just heard that BYD are working on that. Colors, there's 4 colors: Cosmos Black, Atlantis Gray, Shark Gray, and Aurora White. Now, one of those grays is not actually gray. It's actually more like a blue-gray color. So at first I thought black, gray, and white. Wow, that's exciting. Anyway, one of them, is sort of a bluish color. So that's not too bad. BYD said this is going to be our best-selling car, the #1 selling vehicle in our range. It sets a new standard for innovation and technology, and I challenge anyone to find a vehicle design with comfort and performance like this one. Well, challenge accepted. Hi guys, I actually don't think this vehicle is competitive. I think there's too many options on the market. There's so many other cars in this segment, and I honestly think they're going to struggle to sell these in the numbers that they are anticipating. Now, the first thing I would say is my car, the Xpeng G6, is clearly a rival for this, and my car has much faster charging speed. It's 350 kilograms lighter. It almost certainly has more range. It's an NMC battery. It's a bigger battery pack. I think Xpeng's EV technology is better than BYD's, and I don't think anyone has ever argued with that. I think BYD have focused most of their development efforts on plug-in hybrids over the past couple of years. This will probably change, though. I think within probably a year's time from now, we're going to start seeing BYD EVs that step their game up a whole nother level. They've hired thousands of engineers. They're investing into these 2 new batteries. In my opinion, this car is not really that competitive with even a Hyundai Ioniq 5, the new Tesla Model Y Juniper, the Zeekr 7X. I mean, there's a lot of other cars in this segment that it is better than. For example, Toyota's BZ4X, the Ford Mustang Mach-E, and numerous others that I'm not going to even mention. But you see my point. The Subaru Solterra, it'll eat that alive. So this is a nice car. It's actually a really nice car. I just don't see it being competitive. I think if they brought the price in at $50,000 and they did actually undercut Tesla and they did actually undercut Xpeng and they undercut Zeekr, then I think it will sell well. But I can't see that happening at this point in time based on its price in Europe. In Europe, it costs 90,000 Australian dollars. It's like 46,000 euros. It's really not cheap at all. In fact, it's more expensive than a Tesla Model Y in Europe. So it remains to be seen what will happen here, guys. I'm curious, what are your thoughts on this car? I think it looks nice, both inside and out. I just don't think it's class leading and industry leading. And really, the numbers pretty much prove what I'm saying here. But let me know if you agree or if you disagree. I'm sure some of you will. Let me know in the comments.